Hey everyone, it is that time. It is I, Mark the Movie Man. Welcome to the final cut. And today, big surprise, we're covering another independent horror film. This time it's an independent horror anthology film called Hobo with a Trash Can. Yes, Hobo with a Trash Can. Here we get a wraparound story about a hobo who's just going through an alley, just trying to, he's picking through the trash, looking for items, and every so often he comes across an item that he touches that sends him into this kind of state, and that state ends up playing out the short film. And so we see how he goes through a very interesting adventure, all the while having these weird dropouts in reality to these other stories that he sees plays out that relate to the item that he's touching. Hobo with a Trash Can is an interesting concept because what might take some people back is the micro-budget look to the film. And the reason that is because, from my understanding, they approached the filmmakers for this anthology and gave them $1 and an item from the trash and said, this is what you need to do to base your film off of, and this is what you have to make it. So we're talking a very micro-budget here for these shorts, but I thought they did very well with the budget that they had in the concept, and you get some very interesting stories. One of the standout stories for me was Frying a Saucer, it's called. It was a great story. I thought an interesting take on the whole purpose of infomercials and items that make it big as the on-scene, on-TV things. In this case, it's a frying pan, which makes delicious, delicious food, including bacon, of course, because if you have a frying pan, you need to make bacon in it, right? Well directed. Claire Fluff-Llewellyn did that one, and that stood out for me as a very entertaining segment. Another one that stood out for me was one from Tanya Atomic, who's actually been on the Spoiler Room a couple of times. We've reviewed some of her other films. Here in her short, The Hungry Ghost, that one was definitely interesting, and Tanya's in front of the camera with that one as well, and really enjoyed her character in that story. It was definitely different. All these stories are different than what you might expect and take some turns that you may not see going. Now, obviously with an anthology, you may not enjoy all the shorts, but it's still fun to see these horror anthology films where you can feature some of these short films that normally just get played in a festival scene and never really make it out of there. So that's why I really enjoy anthologies. It's most of the segments are well directed, especially with the budget that they had, and the performances in here are fair to decent. Again, you're working with what you can get for the money you have. Hobo with a Trash Can, I think, is worth your time if you enjoy micro-budget independent horror films, especially if you enjoy any of these directors like Mark Charles Adams, who did a very fun one with an apple. Tanya Atomic, as I mentioned. Lloyd Emmons in here. Steve A. Granger did one in here. Grab Bag, that's the one I want to mention too. I loved the concept of Grab Bag. That one was a lot of fun and was really creative in the way they shot it. It shows you simply what you can do with a simple brown paper bag. Christopher Collar did the Frying Saucer. Kyle Leonard in here. Vincent Marshall, all very talented directors, and all give you unique, interesting pieces that I think you'll enjoy. Again, if you're not a big fan of the micro-budget films and can't get past the lower production look, well then you may want to skip this because that may take you aback. For me, I enjoyed this for the most part, though I think it could have been just a little bit shorter. It seemed to go just a little long, or maybe broken up into two parts, but even for a horror anthology movie, I think it did go just a bit too long. I still enjoyed the shorts, but wish it would have been just a bit shorter. So check it out if you can. I'll leave a link down below to their site. If you do check out Hobo with a Trash Can, leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this micro-budget horror anthology film. Thank you so much for your support. As always, we're growing in subscribers all the time. Because of you, I am doing this. I appreciate it so much, my fellow movie maniacs, and until next time, keep that ticket stub.